For centuries, our greatest symbol of individual freedom has been held right here, in the palm of our hand: physical cash. It was a promise of independence, a source of untraceable, unrestrained power that no one could monitor. But that cash is dying. It is not being killed by a technical necessity brought on by the digital age. It is being killed by a new contract being offered to you. This is the end, not just of money, but of your ultimate freedom. Every day, every decision we make with our smartphones and our cards leaves a trail of data. This trail is collected, analyzed by artificial intelligence, and a web of control is woven over us. Now this web is stretching its reach to our most sensitive area, our financial lifeline. Central Bank Digital Currencies, or CBDCs, are coming. Governments are selling this to you as convenience, speed, and security. But behind the curtain, this is the largest financial surveillance project in the history of humankind. The transition away from cash is a slow and deliberate erosion of sovereignty, a subtle shifting of power from the people to the state. CBDCs are digital liabilities of the central bank, simply put, a digital version of physical money. Destined to replace physical notes and coins, proponents claim it will cut costs, halt money laundering, and make the financial system more efficient. But this is only the outer shell of the Trojan horse. The real threat does not lie in the technical requirement. It lies in the control. Unlike Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies which champion decentralization and limited supply, CBDCs are the absolute opposite. They are the most centralized and powerful financial instrument ever conceived. Why? Because this new digital currency is not a simple store of value. It is programmable code, and that code grants authorities power they could never have dreamed of before. This is where the foundation of the digital cage is laid, brick by digital brick. Programmable money means your funds could come with an expiration date, just like a coupon that runs out of time. This concept, often disguised as monetary policy innovation, allows the state to become an active participant in your savings decisions. If a government determines an economy needs, they may limit the time money stays in your account, forcing you to spend it. This appears to be an effective strategy to boost circulation, but it's actually a demonstration of state control, removing your right to save, choose, and financial independence. Its psychological impact is a constant financial anxiety caused by scheduled obsolescence of your earnings. CBDCs fundamentally differ from traditional bank ledger money due to the distributed ledger technology embedded within them. Smart contracts enable pre-programmed rules and can be updated by the government. This change transforms currency from a neutral tool for individual liberty into a tether of government control. Beyond expiration dates, the far more sinister application is conditional spending. Imagine money that can be restricted based on its source, its intended purpose, or even who you are. This is the financial firewall in action. For example, due to stringent government climate policy, the digital currency issued to you may only be allowed for use on pre-approved green energy products. Or, if a product has a high carbon footprint, like meat or long-haul international flights, your funds could be automatically blocked from completing that purchase. This restriction is not imposed by a bank clerk or a human administrator. It is imposed by the code itself. The purchase simply fails because the algorithm says so. This creates a powerful, invisible financial firewall that sits between you and the open market, determining what you can consume and what you must avoid. History is rife with examples of state overreach during times of crisis, and the introduction of a programmable currency makes permanent restrictions effortless. This power dictates your choices, turning the act of spending from a free transaction into a monitored, restricted movement within a predefined digital sandbox. The state's ability to selectively enforce policies through the very currency you hold moves from theoretical authoritarianism to practical digital tyranny. Your money becomes not a representation of the work you performed, but a coupon with terms and conditions dictated by a centralized authority, effectively dismantling the fundamental free market concept of fungibility. CBDCs tear down the last bastion of anonymity provided by cash. Every transaction, every cent, every purchase, everything will be recorded forever on the central bank's ledger. Your habits, your weaknesses, your political leanings, all of it will be inscribed in a vast, invisible digital book. Your data is no longer just in the hands of vulnerable private companies. It is in the hands of the state, and there is no limit to how deep the state can delve. Imagine a world where the government knows when you bought a book critical of their policies, when you purchased stress medication, or exactly how much you donated to an opposition party. This knowledge is not just surveillance. It is the ultimate tool for preemptive control. This level of transparency eliminates the ability to dissent. Did you protest a government policy? Did you speak out against the system? If all your money is a piece of digital code, your access to that code can be severed with the push of a button. You become a financial ghost. You can neither buy, nor sell, nor exist. As seen during the Canadian trucker protests, financial tools are already used as weapons of political suppression. But under a CBDC system, this power would become immediate and universal. There is no more effective way to silence political opposition than to shut down their financial access. This new tool elevates totalitarian power to an unprecedented level. The power to simply delete your ability to participate in society transforms currency into a weapon, aimed not at rival nations, but at the individual citizen. The push for CBDCs stems from a global vision tied to the Great Reset Initiative, advocated by organizations like the WEF. The CBDC system envisioned would result in a single financial system and a global point of inspection, the dream of the banking oligarchy and powers beyond. By integrating CBDCs into the global power structure, an individual's freedom to spend is linked to personal behavior. Vaccination status, carbon footprint, or political affiliation, through algorithms that control economic life, penalizing non-conformity and rewarding obedience. Although CBDCs may resemble the Chinese model, they transform money from a neutral medium to a tool for compliance. The intrusion into personal freedoms amplifies the Western model, emphasizing quantifiable societal value as an adjusted purchasing power. Consequently, the power of algorithms over economic choices raises pertinent questions regarding the implications of this technology for individual and societal freedoms. We stand at the precipice of a digital revolution, a transgender upgrade from cash to currency, impacting control over finances, promising autonomy in transactions, yet offering the illusion of convenience and securities. Economists argue CBDCs can solve financial issues. However, we must evaluate their cost to individual freedoms and determine whether the benefits outweigh potential harm. The debate isn't on a battlefield, but within the architecture of digital currency. This shift is irreversible once physical alternatives exist. Your currency is now code, influencing your reality. Decide whether to resist or join this change, and the opportunity to act is closing.